with glowing cheeks and quick and frequent smiles. Her eyes came up to his face and lingered a couple of beats longer than normal. "Aiden Delacorte, I swear," she began. "I have never seen a smile that big on your face as long as I've known you. And how long have I known you? Forever?" It surprised him. He hadn't realized he was smiling. "Pretty close, Marge. More than 30 years, anyway." "And all this fancy food? Shrimp, cocktail sauce, Parmesan cheese, fancy fresh pasta? If I didn't know better, I'd think you had a date." "I might have a date," he said, a little embarrassed. He didn't say with whom, because she knew. It was a small town. Marge was Gwen's coworker. It went without saying. As he spoke the words, he became aware of his own smile. Hyper-aware of it, in fact. "I didn't know you could cook," she said. "Don't know for a fact that I can, but I'm going to give it a go." "Now, I just know the frozen macaroni and cheese can't be part of this fancy date. That must be for you, then, right? To tide you over till dinner?" "No, that's for her kids. Just as sort of a fallback. You know, in case I don't like what I'm making." A moment transpired. It was silent, but there was more to it than that. Something rolled in. It reminded Aiden of a cloud suddenly moving across the sun, bringing coolness and making everything a little darker. "You've met Gwen's kids," Marge said, "right?" Meanwhile, her hands continued to run groceries across the scanner. A bottle of wine that Aiden would not drink, but that Gwen might want with her dinner. Soda and milk for the kids. A frozen pie for dessert. "No. Tonight'll be the first time I meet them." "Why?" "No reason. No reason." She totaled up his groceries and he squinted at the price and pulled his wallet out of his back pocket. Counted out 3 20s. Still, something sat on the moment. Weighed on the heads of both the people involved in this conversation. Aiden had no idea what it was and felt ambivalent about poking it to find out. "You know Gwen's kids?" he asked her when it all got too heavy. "Yeah. She's brought them in the shop a few times." "They nice kids?" "Elizabeth is a doll. Just about the sweetest girl you'll ever meet. And very mature for 13. You find yourself talking to her just like she's an adult. Milo, now." She allowed the sentence to drift off. Meanwhile, she placed Aiden's change in his palm. 3 singles and a few coins. She folded his hand around the money and held his fist in both of her hands. He met her eyes, though it felt potentially dangerous to do so. "You'll work it out," she said. "If you really care for each other, you'll work it out." Aiden felt his limbs grow firm and immobile, as though they'd been made of fresh plaster of Paris and were now beginning to set up. The bag boy had finished placing his groceries in 2 sturdy paper sacks and had pushed them in Aiden's direction, but Aiden made no move to pick them up. "Want help out with these?" the boy asked. Probably not because Aiden didn't look every bit the strong and healthy rancher. Aiden was obviously fit and quite capable of dealing with the physical world. Probably the boy asked because Aiden did not move or speak. Maybe the boy correctly sensed that Aiden was lost in a moment of his life. "No, I've got it," he said. As he lifted the bags, he braved another glance at Marge. She shot him a smile that was clearly intended to be bracing, but it looked as though she was scared for him, which made Aiden's gut feel the tiniest bit wobbly, though only for a second. He left the store without glancing back. Aiden arrived back at his ranch to find an unfamiliar truck at the end of the driveway. Parked in front of the locked gate with its engine off but the radio blaring country western, windows fully rolled down in the mid-morning heat. Aiden pulled up beside it and powered down the passenger window of his beefy 1-ton pickup. The man behind the wheel was a good 10 years older than Aiden and unfamiliar, so clearly not someone who lived around here or Aiden would have known him. The man lifted up his battered cowboy hat and scratched his mostly bald scalp. "Can I help you?" Aiden called over. "Oh, maybe I could take a look at that quarter horse you got up for sale. Saw your ad in the paper." Aiden sighed. "Which horse?" "Sorrel gelding, 3 years old." Aiden didn't want to show anyone a horse. Not today. That would involve pulling his head around the business. His head balked at the prospect. All he wanted to do was clean the house for his guests and get started on the food.